I think that we have a connection that's established for life, and that is that I love her and support her unconditionally, and I like to think that she feels the same way.
Sorry, Drake, but it looks like the connection wasn't for life after all. It's no secret that Drake has always been obsessed with Rihanna, and after relentlessly pursuing her for years, he finally got his chance, but ruined it in the worst way possible. So what went wrong? Rihanna is now in a happy relationship with Asaprocky, and she doesn't even acknowledge Drake's existence anymore. Well, Drake is finally spilling beans on how he messed up his relationship with Rihanna, so stay with us to find out exactly what happened, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more exclusive celeb news. Rihanna's relationship with Asaprocky is heating up, and the couple has reportedly already discussed marriage. ASAP also recently revealed that he had a crush on Rihanna for years and tried many times to instigate the relationship, but she would always brush off his advances and keep him in the friend zone. But Rocky is definitely not the only guy who spent years stuck in Rihanna's friend zone. Long before Rihanna and ASAP were a thing, it was Drake who spent years desperately trying to get Rihanna's attention. For those who don't know, Drake and Rihanna have a very long and complicated history. And while we do know they briefly dated at one point, no one knows for sure why Rihanna decided to completely cut off Drake from her life. Well, at least we didn't know until now. Drake and Rihanna first met all the way back in 2005 when Rihanna was in Toronto filming the music video for her breakthrough hit Pon de Replay. However, around that same time, Rihanna sparked romance rumors with Chris Brown. For a long time, Rihanna and Chris claimed they were just friends, until Chris finally confirmed in 2008 that they took their friendship to the next level. But Rihanna and Chris's relationship was rocky from the start, and reports started to emerge that Chris was being too controlling. He even reportedly told Rihanna to stop wearing revealing outfits because he was worried about all the male attention she was getting. It all culminated on the night of the Grammy Awards in February 2009 when Chris assaulted Rihanna during an argument. The relationship was officially over, and Chris was slapped with a restraining order and charged with a felony assault. And during all this time, Drake was patiently waiting for the right moment to reconnect with Rihanna. It finally happened in May 2009 when Drake was spotted with Rihanna at the Lucky Strike bowling alley in New York City. Eyewitnesses later claimed the pair was making out, and the fans started saying Drake finally escaped the friend zone. But Rihanna was quick to shut down the romance rumors, and she made it clear in an interview that she was just having fun with Drake.
And was there no truth to Drake?
No, me and Drake, we're friends. We're still friends, actually.
And you hung out a couple of times?
Yeah, a few times.
Did you play with the idea a little? Were you checking him out?
No.
I think you were checking him out. I think you were eyeballing the situation to see.
No, me and Drake, nah.
A little bit.
No, we weren't. We never, no.
Slightly.
You are pushing for Drake.
Of course, this didn't stop Drake from obsessing over Riri, and it seemed like the more she rejected him, the harder he tried to get her. And since this is Drake we're talking about, you already know he was pouring out his heart in his music. While Rihanna obviously didn't think her bowling date with Drake at the Lucky Strike was a big deal, Drake made a whole song about it. He also started bringing up Rihanna in interviews, claiming she led him on and tossed him to the side when she was done having her fun. In his 2010 interview with the New York Times, Drake opened up about feeling like Rihanna's pawn and said, "She was doing exactly what I've done to so many women throughout my life, which is show them quality time, then disappear." I was like, wow, this feels terrible. But despite claiming he felt like a pawn in Rihanna's game, Drake just couldn't stay away from her, and he eventually convinced her to collaborate on a song. In 2010, Drake was featured on Rihanna's hit single, What's My Name, and a year later, she returned the favor and appeared on the title track from Drake's Take Care album. As you can imagine, it didn't take long before romance rumors started circulating again. However, at this point, Rihanna was reportedly fed up with constantly being linked to Drake, and at the 2012 Video Music Awards, she refused to clap for him and mouthed "assholes," while Drake and his crew were accepting an award. Fast forward a year later, and yes, Drake was still making songs about her. And although he told Rolling Stone in 2014 that he and Rihanna are just friends, he also made sure to add Rihanna was his ultimate fantasy. But Rihanna was sick and tired of Drake's obsession at this point, so she set the record straight in her October 2015 interview with Vanity Fair and said Chris Brown was her last relationship. However, just months later, the impossible happened, and E! News reported that Rihanna had changed her mind about Drake and decided to give him a chance. One insider told E! he still loves her and never stopped. Rihanna is the one that's been not wanting to settle down in the past. The source also refused to put a label on it and simply said that Rihanna and Drake were having fun spending time with each other. But Drake being Drake, he just couldn't be low-key about it, and just a month after E! broke news about the romance, Drake professed his love for Rihanna on national TV. Before presenting Rihanna with the Vanguard Award at the 2016 VMAs, Drake gushed about her in a long speech and basically turned Rihanna's big moment into a Drake and Rihanna moment. As you can see, Rihanna was less than impressed with Drake proclaiming his undying love for her before she even publicly acknowledged they were dating. The fans were also quick to call out Drake for ruining Rihanna's big moment with his over-the-top speech, and it was clear at this point that Drake was back in the friend zone. One fan said, "I can see why she was uncomfortable. He made the whole thing about himself." He made her moment about his feelings. "How is this even cute?" one fan commented, while another person added, "He literally got friend-zoned in front of millions of people." But this time around, Drake didn't even make it to the friend zone because Rihanna decided to cut all contact with him after his lovey-dovey speech at the VMAs. 2 years later, Rihanna opened up about this awkward moment in her interview with Vogue and said that wading through Drake's speech was probably the most uncomfortable part. "I don't like too many compliments, and I don't like to be put on blast," Rihanna explained. She also clarified that she's no longer in touch with Drake and said, "We don't have a friendship now, but we're not enemies either. It is what it is." And if it wasn't already clear that Rihanna wants nothing to do with Drake, she also recently covered up the matching shark tattoo she got with him back in 2016. Until now, the fans were convinced Rihanna cut off Drake because he was too obsessive and embarrassed her at the VMAs. But it now turns out that Drake's cringy speech wasn't the only thing that ruined his relationship with Rihanna. As you probably know, Drake just released his new album, Certified Lover Boy, and the internet is convinced that he's spilling tea about his relationship with Rihanna on one of the songs. On the track Fans, Drake talks about cheating on an ex-girlfriend with groupies, which eventually resulted in having a baby he didn't plan. One line in particular caught the fans' attention, and they're now saying it's finally clear why Rihanna doesn't even want to talk to Drake anymore. "Hard for me to justify the women I was into, especially when the whole entire world wished they had you." Definitely sounds like it could have been written about Riri, since she's always been one of the most desirable women in the industry, and pretty much every male celeb has tried to shoot his shot at her, from NBA athletes to Oscar winners. But that's not all. Near the end of the song, Drake sings, "I know you're not happy, girl, everybody knows. Could see it in your boyfriend eyes at the show," which could be a reference to Rihanna and ASAP Rocky's relationship. Oh, and let's not forget this part.
Cover up a lot, can't cover up your soul. Oh, you're not happy, girl, everybody know.
Is Drake talking about Rihanna covering up her shark tattoo? Well, the fans are convinced this is the case, and they're saying it now finally makes sense why Rihanna cut all ties with Drake after almost a decade of friendship. "It sounds like he's talking about Rihanna," one fan said, while another added, "The details match up." One person wrote, "This is about Riri. We can see she's not happy, but she gotta move on because Drizzy really disappointed her by having a baby." Another Twitter user said that Fans is the closest we will ever get to understanding the intricacies of the fall of Aubrey, and added, "It was always doomed, but the way it ended, I will never forgive Drake for hurting Rihanna. But this was the closure we needed." And now we want to know what you think. Did Drake really cheat on Rihanna, and is that why she ended their relationship and their friendship? How do you feel about Drake claiming Rihanna is not happy with ASAP Rocky? Leave your comments down below.